Um, so our first piece is called The Blue Sphinx by Leon Glub. And this is just like the for refer like the scale of the painting, so it is quite big. Um, and just a little bit about um, the artist. So the artist is Leon Golub. He's an American artist, and he was like one of the leading figures in the Chicago figurative movement in the 1950s. And his work tends to be like more expressive, like sort of figural paintings, that have like explicit like political messages and themes. So there's actually like not that much information about like the symbolism of this like piece necessarily. But like the like a literal description of it would be that it's basically like a painting of like a human face that sort of merges with like this like vague sort of animal-like body. Um, and Leon sort of achieves this through like these really expressive and like thick strokes of paint. Um, so the overall colors, like there are a lot of blues sort of in the foreground and in like the main figure, but in the background there's also some like other colors like greens and even more like reddish colors in the background. But yeah, in the foreground, it's primarily just like more blue colors. Um, the temperature of the colors overall are cool, but there are also some warmer colors, which are mostly the ones in the background. And like the coolness of the painting mostly comes from like the prevalence of like cyan. Um, that's used in the painting. Um, but yeah, some of the colors in the background have like more like warmer tones. And then the color scheme of the painting is analogous. It's blue, green, blue, and uh, blue, violet. And um, yeah, like I would say it's definitely more blue, blue, green. But yeah, like in the background, there are some of like the more like violet colors. And then for value and saturation, the colors are more of a narrow value range, and the color palette is also more muted. Like most of the colors in the painting lean more towards a shade than a prismatic or like a tint. And then the value of the colors also read darker overall. Um, yeah.
Right. This our second painting is the Haymaker. And the Haymaker is by William Adolphe Bouguereau, who was a French academic painter. And he was known for his realistic and traditional style, which was like popular at the time, even though like the new impressionist movement didn't like him. This painting's origins and symbolisms are largely unknown, but it depicts like a haymaker standing in a forest and staring off into the distance, and it's painted in a realistic style. So for the overall colors, there's like this very like more vibrant red and with a lot more muted shades of green. And for color temperature, the colors as a whole are cool. So the background is made of a lot of like cool muted greens. The haymaker's clothes are also cool, and even the red head scarf on the haymaker is like on the cooler side of red. And for the color scheme of the piece, it has a complementary color scheme of green and red. Um, and it's this color scheme that makes like the red headscarf stand out from the green background. It makes you like focus on the haymaker's face. Um, for the value and saturation, the piece uses mostly muted colors. So as you can see here, even like the red headscarf is pretty muted. But because the rest of the colors are like really desaturated, it still stands out a lot. Wait.